Yes. Hello, CMA final students. So I hope you are doing well. This is the part 2 video of quick revisionary marathon session of Companies Act. In part 1 video, we have successfully discussed regarding directors, KMP, and board meetings and procedures. This is the part 2 video where we are going to discuss inspection, inquiry, investigation, compromise arrangement, amalgamation, and prevention of oppression and mismanagement. Okay, so the title itself says inspection, inspection, inquiry, and investigation. So this is an orderly process. Actually, these are the weapons held by ROC and central government, and they will use according to the situations. So first of all, inspection. If ROC thinks that your day-to-day affairs, you are conducting the business in a way detrimental to the interest of the shareholders, or you are fraudulently conducting the business, something suspicious activity is going on with your company, then ROC might inspect. This is the first stage. This is the first stage. He might inspect. Sir, how will ROC will get doubt upon us, or doubt upon company? So you have to intimate everything to ROC through the returns, right? So you stopped filing returns. ROC might get out, or you're starting file defective returns, or multiple defective returns. So there are some certain circumstances where your behavior might be suspicious to ROC. Then at the first stage, ROC will use the weapon, nothing but will try to inspect your books of accounts or day-to-day affairs of the company, with whom you are interacting, with whom you are entering into contracts. He might inspect wrong in it. If in detailed inquiry is required, then in second stage he will proceed, that is inquiry, and next stage investigation. Okay, so investigation is somewhat different from inspection and inquiry. Inspection, inquiry, somewhat soft processes. Investigation is the next level process. So first of all, let's study. First of all, these are the tools available to ROC and central government and other authorities to examine the affairs of the company and ensure the compliance with the law. Okay, so first of all, inspection. Who is having the authority to inspect? We just discussed earlier, ROC has the authority to inspect. When initiated, when if company fails to file returns, or company fails to give information, or giving defective information or wrong information, or intentionally falsified wrong information. So in order to do the further scrutiny, ROC will inspect. Process. What is the process? Simply, ROC will issue notice and company must provide documents in time. ROC will ask for documents, the company must provide it, right? Next, non-cooperation. If company is non-cooperated, then it will leads to next stage. So after inspection, what is the next stage? Inquiry. So let's start about inquiry. And penalty in case of default is company or officer may be fined up to 1 lakh 500 per day for continuing default. So 1 lakh and 500 per day, both. Inspection by members, that is different thing. So inquiry, we have discussed earlier, inspection is the first stage of weapon used by ROC. So after inspecting, ROC satisfied that there is nothing wrong with the company, then ROC will leave the matter there. If ROC is not satisfied with the information provided by the company, then second stage operation will be started, that is inquiry. So inquiry authority also lies with inspection authority also. The inspection authority will lies with ROC, and inquiry authority will also lies with ROC. So the ROC may conduct an inquiry. So I hope you guys know the meaning of inquiry and inquiry. Inquiry is just asking the information, not cross-checking. Just ask the information. That's it. Say for example, you stand at a bus stand and you don't have watch. Just want to know what time it might be right now. So you ask the person beside you, sir, what is the time right now. He said something 7:15, 7:45, 8:30, like that. He said, that's it. That is inquiry. You are not going to cross check the facts whether he said true or false. You do so, that is inquiry. So inquiry. Inquiry means obtaining information and cross-checking whether that obtained information is true or not. That is called inquiry. Inquiry means just asking the information. So we might went to railway stations and ask a inquiry counter at what time the train might come. So that is inquiry. Okay. So inquiry is not inquiry. Do remember. Okay. So inquiry authority also lies with ROC, and ROC will order for inquiry when if business is conducted in a fraudulent manner, or the first stage explanation is not satisfactory. ROC asks for the first stage information, no? So that first stage obtained information is not satisfactory with ROC, or if the affairs are prejudicial to the members or prejudicial to the public interest. Yes, whose affairs? Company affairs. Then ROC can. All these three cases are not required. Any of the out of these three cases, any reason satisfied, it is enough to issue inquiry order. Okay, so ROC can demand further documents and may recommend an investigation also. Okay, so that is last step. So investigation, multiple types of investigation. Actually, four types of investigations are there. 210 investigation, 212, 19, 13. Actually, 216 also there. This 219 is somewhat different from all other investigations. What are the four types of investigation which you need to remember is 210, 12, 13, 16. That's it. 10, 12, 13, 16. That's it. Okay. So first of all, what is 210 investigation? I have explained in detail the below mentioned pages. So first of all, 210 investigation. Investigation into company affairs by central government. With whose report? With ROC report. So first of all, inspection. First stage. Inspection authority lies with whom? ROC na? So at first stage, ROC asked the information and you provided the information. The provided information is satisfactory to the ROC. Then matter settled there. No extension. Okay. Say for example, if the information provided by you at the first stage, the information provided by you at the first stage, that is inspection, is not satisfactory, then ROC will proceed to next stage, that is inquiry. Okay, that is inquiry. So if in inquiry also he got suspicious data and in non-satisfactory data, then he will order for investigation. But that investigation will be initiated by central government depending upon the report or data provided by recommendation given by ROC. Okay, so authority is central government, but report is source. Okay, so this is one case, and there is also another case, special resolution. This is called voluntary investigation by members, voluntary investigation. And last one, on public interest. Even though in some time, some point of time, no one complained about the company, but on public interest, in order to secure and protect public interest, sumoto, you might have listened the word sumoto. On its own can also initiate the action. Okay, central government can initiate the action on sumoto basis also. So that is 210 investigation. There is another investigation, 212 investigation, that is SFIO. Central government will appoint a serious fraud investigation officer and he will conduct the remaining investigation. Okay. Next, 213 investigation. Investigation by application by members. Members nothing but shareholders. So who has the eligibility to apply? Whose applications will be considered? These are the topics which I'll discuss the later part of this session. And last investigation, investigation regarding the ownership of the company. This is a simple investigation. You might have learned corporate will concept, right? At corporate will also align enemy concept will be there. Even in case of CMA foundation also align enemy in contract act you might have listened. Align enemy. What is the case of align enemy? When India is having a war with a country, say for example, India is having war with China. Some Chinese persons came and wish to start a business in India. But if they start business by Chinese name, they will be easily identified as Chinese enemies. So that is why they played a simple trick. And according to the Telugu nativity or local nativity, they have initiated a business name with proxy members. So name is local name and the uh, mentioned on paper they have mentioned some local persons as binamis. Okay, so in this case what is happening, the total business will be conducted, the back end, the backbone and brain of the business is conducted by these Chinese guys. But on paper, who is the real owner, who is the owner on paper, is local fools. So there might be certain cases. Even you have listened the loan apps cases also. In loan apps cases also, the loan will be given by Indian, the loan will be taken by Indian, the loan will be recovered by Indian also. But ultimately, all people are working for a Chinese gang. So uh, at some that kind of cases, in order to determine who is the real owner, in order to identify and establish the real ownership of the company, 216 investigation will be initiated. Let's see here, to determine true owners or beneficial interest holders. Okay, so on paper owners are not the real owners. In all the cases, on paper owners might not be the real owners. There might be real Godzillas behind the papers, behind the corporate will kind of concept. So that investigation is called 216 investigation. Next one. So, 210 investigation, 212 SF50 already discussed. 213 investigation by NCLT order. This is important. Actually, why? Because in MCQ, these kind of questions he will ask. So, in order to initiate investigation by NCLT order, how many members needs to apply? Okay, say for example, 100 or more members of the company. In case of number wise, number. In case of voting power wise, members holding at least 10% or more, they should apply. Or any person with evidence, even though he is having only one share, if he has a solid evidence regarding the fraudulent affairs of the company or illegal affairs of the company, he can approach NCLT regarding the investigation. Okay. Next one, investigation of ownership. We just discussed. So these are all the different types of investigation. I have already mentioned them in a tabular form in a clear and neat detailed manner. You just go through it, you will get full clarity regarding the investigation. So first step is inspection. Who has the power to inspect ROC? The second step is, if the first step answers in the first step is satisfactory, the matter will be settled there. If ROC is continuing to be having still doubt on you, then second stage will be initiated. That is inquiry. Inquiry powers will also be lies with ROC only. And the third stage is investigation. Investigation authority will be lies with central government. But central government will issue investigation orders according to ROC reports. Source information always ROC. Okay. Next one, penalties. This table is very important. Expecting some MCQ kind of stuff from this. So if you are non-cooperative during the inspection or investigation, fine up to 1 lakh plus 500 per day. With this point we have already discussed in inspection, first stage. Fraud found in investigation. In third step, investigating officers found fraud. Next, in In that case, penalty is imprisonment up to 6 months to 10 years. So it might start from 6 months and extend up to 10 years. And along with imprisonment, they will also impose fine. At least amount involved, maximum up to 3 times of the amount you have manipulated or fraudulently obtained. False evidence to inspector. You have furnished false evidence to inspector during the course of investigation. Then imprisonment up to 2 years plus fine. You have destroyed documents or tampered with evidence, then imprisonment up to 3 years plus fine. This is the simple tabular form, expecting some sort of MCQ. Actually, inspection chapter, compromise arrangement, amalgamation chapter. From these two chapters, minimum to minimum, I am expecting two MCQs. So, in which chapter, from which concept he will ask, no one knows. But expecting some sort of MCQ depending on past trends. Okay. Total summary, inspection, inquiry, investigation, total summary, inspection conducted by ROC, used when the routine checks or specific concerns. Inquiry conducted by again ROC when there is issue suspected. Investigation conducted by not by ROC, by central government or central SFIO appointed by central government or by tribunal. Okay. Fraud, misconduct or ownership. So this is the end of inspection, inquiry, investigation. Next one, compromise, arrangement, and amalgamation. Compromise, arrangement, and amalgamation. So these are the different cases where company is having some financial trouble and uh, company voluntarily ask for amalgamation or compromise or arrangement, or some in some cases creditors will ask for compromise or arrangement. In some other cases members will ask for compromise, arrangement, and amalgamation. So there are many possibilities of happening this case. This is a simple concept. So let's read it out. 230 is a responsible section for compromise and arrangement. Compromise or arrangement is a reorganization plan agreed upon between company and its creditors or company and its members. The compromise agreement or arrangement agreement. So compromise and arrangement, two different things. Okay. It requires approval from NCLT. Okay. So what is the process? Step by step, we will come to know through this discussion. First of all, who can apply? Anyone can apply. Company management can apply. Creditors can apply. Members can apply. Or in winding up cases, liquidator may also apply. For what? Compromise and arrangement. So notice of meeting. The notice of meeting shall be sent to all creditors or all members and all regulatory authorities. Voting, voting should be two cases. First of all, majority in number. So in number, say for example, 80 members are there. Majority means above 40, 41. So this is number wise. And in value, 3/4 in the value must approve. 3/4 means 75 percentage of the members who are holding that value should be approved. Then only proper voting is said to be conducted. Approval. NCLT approval is required. Filing. Order should be filed with ROC within 30 days. If NCLT approves. Approves for what? Approves for compromise or arrangement. Next 231. That is 230. That is 230. Okay. Next 231. Enforcement of compromise or arrangement. So enforcement. Say for example, NCLT has the power to supervise. Um, this is the point. Approval. In the previous point we have discussed, NCLT approval is required. So NCLT has the powers to supervise the implementation of a scheme and make modifications also. Say for example, creators of the company and company XYZ Limited is to approach NCLT regarding compromise and arrangement. And they came up with a proposal and NCLT approves for it prima facie. But on further investigation, NCLT came to know about some other facts also. Now, can NCLT modify the agreement, arrangement agreement means? Definitely it can involve and make modifications also. If it finds any suspicious activity, or if NCLT thinks that this compromise and arrangement is practically impossible, or it will create unnecessary advantage to some group of people, then NCLT may stop the whole process also. See here, it can also order winding up if the arrangement is not practically workable. Okay, NCLT has that much powers. So 232, mergers and amalgamation. Compromise, arrangement, amalgamation. Amalgamation, there is nothing to discuss it separately, simply two in one. So key provisions of 232. What are all the documents required? For what? Amalgamation. Amalgamation is a voluntary marriage kind of thing. So one company and another company both will form into one entity. So what kind of documents required? So draft scheme of amalgamation, auditors reporting the valuation of assets and liabilities, and directors report regarding the status of the company, and acceptance and valuation report. So these are the documents required. And similar to 230, NCLT approval is required. So companies, you can't combine. Have to take the approval from NCLT. After NCLT order, you should, within 30 days, you should file with ROC. So this is not a big thing. And fast track merger, this is also not a concept which needs to be specially discussed. Fast track merger in case of small companies or wholly owned subsidiary companies, one holding company, another wholly owned subsidiary company. So holding company is taking over 100% subsidiary company, and two will form as one. That is not a big thing, right? Because there might be no big disagreements. Because whole ownership is held with holding company only. This is not a big thing. Okay, so that is fast track merger. And merger with foreign company, this is cross border merger. This matter also has been given. This is the one important thing: acquisition and minority buyout. So minority buyout. So in MCQs also kind of stuff also he might ask minority buyout. So minority buyout is nothing but majority people, that is people or group holding more than 90 percentage of the share. Majority people tries to acquire the shares of minority group. So in this case, what might happen is majority people tries to take the advantage or minority group by suppressing the value, by offering less purchase consideration. Might be possible. So that is why NCLT will carefully look after regarding the purchase and sale of the shares in minority buyout, and NCLT make sure that minority shareholders will get the fair compensation and fair value for their holdings. Okay. See, 236 permits for purchase of minority shareholding by majority shareholders with fair valuation. With fair valuation. That is very important. Minority buyout. And that the thing. Apart from that, there is no big thing which needs to specially discussed. So what I did is, if I felt something somewhat important, students must needs to be uh, have knowledge regarding some topics. I have already mentioned in the material, but separate discussion is not at all needed in this kind of thing. Question and minority buyout information registration effect. That the thing that is not a big deal to discuss all other things. Uh, so inspection, inquiry, investigation. So as I said earlier in the video, I am expecting MCQs from these sessions, from these chapters. I mean, compromise, arrangement, amalgamation, operation mismanagement, inspection, inquiry, investigation. Or else, if MCQs are not there, then one uh, practical case study kind of a theory question might come. That's it. So we'll go through the last topic, that is prevention of oppression and mismanagement. So this concept prevents the happening of oppression and happening of mismanagement. Okay, both are different things. So first of all, this is very important. So oppression and mismanagement means to protect the interest of minority shareholders and prevent abuse of power by majority shareholders or majority management. So we need to prevent this mismanagement, or we need to prevent this oppression. Say for example, 80% shares are held by some group, 80% shares. Remaining 20% is shares held by some other minority group. Now, for any resolution, it might be ordinary resolution or it might be special resolution, will the company requires the support from this minority group? Nothing. Why? Because when the ordinary resolution or even the special resolution, if the company got the support from this gang, the task will be accomplished, right? Company never requires support from this minority gang. It doesn't mean that their opinion should be useless. Their opinions are not to be accounted for. Their opinions are not to be considered for. No, right? So that is why we need to consider the voice of these minority shareholders also. At least we should listen what they are saying, why they are opposing, what's their real intention. Are we doing any mistake? That is, if we if you don't do these kind of things, that is nothing but oppression. Oppression. You are forcefully uh, closing the minority's voice. Okay. So next one, application to tribunal for relief in case of oppression or mismanagement. This is very important. So when you should approach, these are the three cases where you can approach NCLT regarding oppression or mismanagement. Number one, if the company affairs are doing prejudicial to the public interest, company affairs are conducted in a manner where it affects the public interest in an adverse way, opposite way, negative way, then you can approach. Or company's activities are oppressive to a member or a group of members, or company's activities are detrimental to the company's own interest, company's financial interest, company's other interests, detrimental. Company is an artificial person, right? So directors may come and directors may go, but company is forever, right? So the recent set of directors which came into power, or which came who are appointed, are found to be useless persons or brainless persons. They are running the company, they are taking the company in an adverse way, or they are taking the decisions which affect the company's financial interest and other interests in a detrimental way. Then also, uh, this group can approach tribunal for relief. Please cancel those contracts, please stop these activities, please pass injunction orders, like that. Okay. So who are eligible to apply? Who are eligible to apply? First of all, if company is having share capital, then in case of number of members, at least 100 or more members required quantity wise, or one tenth of the total number of members. Say for example, the total number of members itself 80. Total number of members in a company is 80. Is it possible or not? Yes. Minimum number of members in a public company is just 7 now. So the total number of members is 80. Out of that, 9 members are going to tribunal regarding their problem. Okay. So 100 members minimum, is it applicable? No. Why? Because the total number of members is 80, no? So in that case, one tenth is enough. One tenth means more than 8. So here 9 members are there, and 9 members went to NCLT regarding their complaint, right? So they can file a complaint. Okay. Next one, shareholding. This is number of members rule. Shareholding, any member holding one tenth or more member, no, members means individual members. Any member or that group of members who are going to NCLT to complain regarding the issue, the total group must hold 1/10 or more than 1/10 of issued share capital. Okay, so this is quantity wise restriction, and this is shareholding wise restriction. Okay, when if the company is having share capital, the company is not having any sort of share capital, then quantity wise, one-fifth of the total number of members, one-fifth of the total number of members, not applicable. Why? Because company is not having share capital, right? So no shares. So minimum one-fifth of the number of members shall file a complaint to NCLT or approach NCLT. Or if it is a central government company, it is a central government company. So in that case, can you say guaranteely that nothing will go wrong? Everything will right? Might be central government companies might also act detrimental to their own interest, or they act in prejudice to the public interest. Anything may happen. So in that case, can apply if affairs are prejudicial to public interest. No minimum shareholding is required. Anyone can approach NCLT with their company. Okay, so this is section 242, powers of tribunal. In yesterday's MCQ session also, we have an MCQ regarding, I think first MCQ, this is this MCQ only. 242, policeman accused. Okay, 242. So powers of the tribunal. The NCLT has wide powers to provide relief in case of oppression and mismanagement. NCLT is having wide power. Okay, so if NCLT got a feeling that yes, operation happened, mismanagement happened, powers of the tribunal, multiple powers are there for the tribunal. Say, for example, first of all, it can regulate the conduct of the affairs. These NCLT may involve in the day-to-day affairs of the company, or NCLT may involve in your entered contracts and cancel the entire set of contracts. If NCLT is in a feeling that that contracts are causing uh, prejudice to the public interest, or that contracts are causing that contracts are in a way detrimental to the company's interest, NCLT can involve in that process. So powers are, first of all, NCLT can regulate the conduct. Second one, NCLT has the power purchase of shares. This option is very simple option. Say for example, I have given a case earlier, right? 80%, 20%. These 20% people are complaining to NCLT. And these 80% people are saying that, sir, nothing to worry, everything is all right. Then NCLT will issue a beautiful order. So you guys are saying everything is all right, right? So do one thing then. Purchase the shares from this 20% group at a fair value, not a value decided by you, or not a nominal value. We will decide the fair value, and you guys purchase the shares from 20%. Companies, everything is going good, right? So you will only live with the company. These 20% members will go out of the company. Why? Because they are feeling danger with the company. Next one, NCLT can issue orders to terminate or modify the agreements also. Already entered agreements are there now. So NCLT has the power to terminate those agreements or modify the terms of the agreement. Will not amount to breach of contract. Okay, why? Because NCLT itself is ordering now. Next one, NCLT has the power to remove the directors or appoint a new director. NCLT is in a opinion that the management should be changed. Simply remove these directors and will appoint new and efficient director. And recovery of undue gain. NCLT proved that, or NCLT is in a feeling that these directors obtained unfair advantage by using their dominance position, by using their influential position. Then NCLT will issue the orders to recover that undue gain. Okay, so out of these powers, NCLT might use any power to settle the case. So this is section 242, powers of the tribe. Today we have an MCQ, first MCQ from this concept. So that is what I have told in the earlier few minutes back. Now I'm expecting few MCQs from these three sessions, three chapters. If MCQ is missed, definitely one big theory question or practical case study is going to come. I'll not be surprised if both will come. Okay, why? Because many students will place a blind eye to these kind of concepts. So I am trying my level best to cover all the topics in this material and to discuss the majority topics in this quick marathon session. Remember, students, this is not a regular session. If it is a regular session, this chapter will be discussed in 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days, each and every case, each and every point, we will elaborately discuss. This is a quick marathon. Even though now if I'm ready to explain all the cases and all the examples in a lengthy manner, no one will watch or no one will have that much time. First of all, we don't want to waste the preparation time of students by uploading all the videos, by discussing all the concepts. That is useless. Okay, so prepare your schedule your preparations smartly and allocate the time for all the chapters even. Okay, so yesterday's video also I have clearly told, I think previous video, yeah, not yesterday, previous video also clearly told 72 hours can cover 60 plus marks. So 100% coverage is possible if you properly planned preparation schedule from day one. So what is my earlier video says, how to cover 60 plus marks only in 72 marks, that's it. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, next one. Key powers of the tribunal. Next one. Consequences of termination of agreement. What will happen if NCLT terminates the agreement? We have discussed now. NCLT has the power to terminate the agreement or modify the terms of the agreement. Okay. What are the consequences? Will it amounts to breach of contract? No, it never amounts to breach of contract. Okay. And no compensation is allowed by NCLT regarding that termination or modification. Even though you are suffering or even the other party is suffering, NCLT will not allow or will not award any sort of compensation. Okay. Next one. Such person shall not be eligible to appoint as director for 5 years without NCLT approval. Why? Because you have uh, conducted mismanagement. You have used your influential position for your personal benefit. So you are not a trustworthy candidate to be appointed as director in any other company. So that is why up to 5 years you are not going to appoint as any director in any capacity, any position without NCLT approval. For example, if any company wishes to appoint you as a director, it will apply to NCLT and you should obtain the approval from NCLT. There are some companies offering me a directorship position. Companies offering me directorship position. So I wish to act as a director in that company. Please allow me. If NCLT approves, okay. Otherwise, no. So up to 5 years, this restriction or kind of prohibition will be continued. Okay. Next one. Section 244, right to apply under section 241. So this is a beautiful section or a beautiful opportunity. So where, imagine I'll tell you a case. Say for example, in a company, 800 members are there, public company. Two members found that the company affairs are prejudicial to the public interest, and remaining 798 members are not aware of the fraudulent activities doing by the company, or they placed a blind eye regarding the affairs of the company. They are getting dividends, they are happy. But these two persons are very honest persons and they came to know about the illegal affairs and prejudicial affairs of the company. Now they wish to approach NCLT. They have discussed this thing with the other 798 members and they know what is happening in the company, but uh, no one wishes to carry the complaint to NCLT along with these two members. So now these two members have solid evidence regarding the fraudulent activities of the company, but the rules are restricting these two persons from applying. Why? Because one tenth of the strength should be there na in number of members, or 100 members are there na. Who are coming with these two persons? Only two persons are there, but they are having solid evidence, right? So in that case, according to section 244, NCLT will waive the number of members and allow these two persons. Why? Because they are deserving candidates. This is a deserving case. They got solid evidence regarding the manipulative affairs of the company, right? So in this case, even though the number of members is less than the required number of members, NCLT will waive that condition. Okay, this is all about section 244. Next, 245. 245 have given a clear-cut notice. It provides a rights to members or depositors to file class action suits against the company or its directors or auditors or advisors for misconduct or fraud or wrongful act. This is the last. Okay. So this, just read it out. It will be helpful. I'm getting continuous cough. So this is all about uh, inspection, investigation, inquiry, investigation, compromise, arrangement, amalgamation, prevention of oppression, and mismanagement. This is the basic quick revisionary session of these three chapters. To the extent possible, or uh, uh, right, to the maximum, to the in the given set of limited time, to the extent possible, I have written almost all the concepts related to these topics in this material, and I have discussed in this quick revisionary session. So without wasting any further time, I'm going to close this session, and uh, you guys also don't waste any further valuable time. You left with very few hours. Previous video came under 1 hour. This is around 45 minutes. So as promised earlier in the video, I tried to keep, I have already said, I'll try to keep the length of these two videos combined less than 2 hours. I kept my word. Less than 2 hours, I did it. So, and the soft copy you will get from uh, Shikhara Tutorials Telegram channel. Okay. So, being it is last minute revisionary session, I hope I tried my level best to cover all the topics. So, if anything left, please don't think otherwise. I tried my level best. Okay. So, in regular classes, the teaching will be entirely different. This is time is limiting factor, right? So, that is why. That is why we have covered all the topics in a quick way. Okay, so right, students, all the very best for your upcoming examinations. I hope you guys will rock in the first examination, paper 13. Okay, right, all the very best. Thank you.